Welcome back to This Day in Irish History. I'm your host, Raymond Welsh. Before we dive into today's story, if you'd like to explore other significant events that happened on this day in Irish history, visit thisdayirishhistory.com. The link is in the episode description. Now, let's journey back to April 25th, 1681, the day Count Redmond O'Hanlon, one of Ireland's most romanticized outlaws, met his untimely end. To some, Redmond O'Hanlon was a ruthless highwayman. To others, a noble rogue and guardian of the Gaelic tradition. Born into a once powerful Gaelic family in County Armagh, O'Hanlon was heir to a proud legacy, steeped in history and honour. But like so many Irish chieftains of his generation, he was cast adrift by the sweeping tides of conquest and colonisation. Following the Cromwellian Wars and the subsequent land confiscations, his family's estates were seized, and the O'Hanlons were dispossessed of their ancestral lands. This loss was more than just material. It was a cultural and spiritual dislocation, one that left Redmond with little choice but to carve out a new identity in a changing world. And so, the dispossessed noble became an outlaw, but not just any outlaw. Redmond O'Hanlon became a name spoken with both fear and reverence across Ulster. He operated primarily in the rugged countryside of Armagh and Down, commanding a well-organised band of Tories, Irish outlaws who resisted English rule through guerrilla tactics, extortion, and often a code of justice that resonated with the local population. O'Hanlon was no mere highway robber. He ran what some historians have likened to a protection racket, charging wealthy landowners and merchants for safe passage and security, services which in many cases were more effective than what the Crown could offer. In a world where the English legal system was seen as foreign and oppressive, O'Hanlon's rough justice often felt more legitimate to the native Irish. His ability to evade capture for years only added to his mythos. Despite large rewards on his head, he remained at large, aided by a network of sympathizers and the rugged terrain of the north. Yet for all his cunning and charisma, Redmond's life was shadowed by betrayal. On April 25th, 1681, he was shot and killed by one of the people he trusted most, his own foster brother, Art MacCall O'Hanlon. Whether Art was bribed by the Crown, motivated by internal rivalry, or simply acting out of fear, we may never know. What is certain is that the death of Redmond O'Hanlon sent shockwaves through the countryside. For his followers, it was not merely the loss of a leader, but the extinguishing of a symbol, a living reminder of Ireland's proud and rebellious past. In the aftermath of his death, the English authorities sought to erase his legend, but it proved impossible. Tales of his exploits continued to flourish in Irish folklore. Songs and stories told of how he outwitted redcoats, protected the poor, and fought for a lost way of life. In these tales, Redmond O'Hanlon is less a criminal and more a cultural icon, an Irish Robin Hood who never stopped challenging the powers that sought to subjugate his people. Centuries later, his story still resonates. It speaks to the resilience of the dispossessed, the complexity of rebellion, and the thin line between outlaw and hero. Redmond O'Hanlon was a man shaped by his times, but he refused to be broken by them. In a land where memory is long and legends never truly die, his spirit lives on in the hills of Armagh and the ballads sung by those who still remember the man who would not bow. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Ireland's rich past. Please like and subscribe, and until next time, I'm Raymond Welsh. Slán go foil.